what's up everybody? It's time for the new league, Affliction. That's right. We are gonna do a ranger. Like I said before.
Who stole the bounty of others. A crow that plunders our crops.
That's right. A new bow. I couldn't think of anything else. I think there's gonna be a lot of people playing ranger this league. Not sure why. I just got this feeling. Although I do think this class is the way to go for a lot of people. I prefer rangers for sure. I ranged anything. Elden Ring. I played a mage. I used lots and lots and lots of spells.
You and I, we're the only ones that made it.
He's not gonna make it. We all know that. So this is my third character in my second league.
You can defend yourself with. Good. This place is crawling with criminals.
And if you watched any of my other prior videos, you know that I didn't do a whole lot of the league mechanic last time, which was a mistake. I've fully engaged with the league mechanic this time around, and I'm enjoying it. It's very intrusive. I mean, it kind of just flows with the rest of the gameplay. It's very accessible, although the first couple of times I went through it did not go well for me. But ever since those first 3-4 times, very low level, I didn't have a whole lot of issues. Although when I do get a little too aggressive and I pull too many mobs, I pay for it. And it's completely my fault. I just need to slow down and get real excited. But that's how we go. As promised, I've actually done some reading on the game, and I think for this league I'm going to be a little more prepared than I was my last one or even my first playthrough. I'm feeling like I'm finally getting the hang of some of this stuff, understanding some of it. I still got a long way to go. I mean, look, this guy, first to 44, and I started playing this on Friday. I'm not sure what time it released, but I had a heck of a time getting in. You saw the queue at like 500 or so. That started at like 4,000, so obviously everyone's trying to log in to play the new league and get all their items. Get all the arrows stuck in that guy. Hillock. But yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. I definitely prefer ranged. I might even next time around do it again, but just try building it differently. We're gonna go do some research on some skills, some gems. I know. I'm mildly prepared. So we're gonna go Galvanic Arrow, and then we're gonna go Rain of Arrows, and then I think we're doing Lightning Arrow.
Back in Oriath.
Yeah, I think that's the way we're gonna go. So I was gonna do Ice, but Lightning's very intriguing as well. So we'll see. I'm gonna do some sort of looked up some Trinity stuff and getting the resonance for all the elements and proccing that. So that should be a good time if I can figure out how that works properly.
But it's ours. We could use you here while you live. But should you wish to venture out,
yeah, I was letting the story play through. I think after this video I didn't do that as much because
and there's only so much I can do with herbs and seawater.
the old herbs. Time to get some medicine.
A ravishing ranger, relegated to rot in Rayclast. That's the first line of the poem I'm writing about you, Exile. Easy girl. You could skewer a bloke with a look like that. The name's Bestel, captain of the good ship Merry Gull. Alas, my Merry Gull is gone. My crew is
Oh, and I
but my wits remain.
Had some connection issues. I don't know if anyone else got kicked off, but I got kicked off like 3 times during my first day playing. Very annoying. And you can see us stuttering. That is not my computer. That is almost certainly the server and everyone coming in all at once, which is pretty wild. You know, the last league I didn't get in on day one, so
And what a sickly, pathetic brood.
I'm day one on this one. I played Friday, Saturday, and a little bit today on Sunday as I'm recording this before I got to go to work tomorrow. And we're in part 2. Yeah, I think it just started at Act 6. I know some people are already in the beginning stages of Endgame, which is insane. You guys are a little too hardcore for me. But we're getting there. We're getting a lot better. I was looking at my older characters. Yeah, and there's the disconnect. Don't worry, it'll come back. I don't know why I left this in the edit. I think I was gonna add some things in here. Like, whoop, well, there it goes. So yeah, I'm gonna add some things in here, I guess, because I didn't realize that I left it in as long as I'm doing this voiceover. Yeah, this is my galvanic arrow. We're gonna take that and start running with that. We're just gonna skip around a lot. This is basically Act 1 into Act 2. I would have done some more editing into it, but I was an hour into editing. I had it about 3/4 of the way done. Probably an hour and a half, and computer froze on me. Or actually, excuse me, it wasn't the computer. It's my editing software using Cyberlink, and I went to save it after it already made a bunch of cuts, and it froze. And I beat the hell out of my tabletop and took a break for a while. Spoke to the wife because she's out of town, and wished my youngest a happy birthday on FaceTime, so that was good. And looking forward to those guys coming back. But yeah, I had a little rage out and needed a break. You know, one of those like smash the keyboard type angers, like when you're like 16. Technology, man. It's great, and also it's terrible. But it lets us all escape, right? So I think this one's about 47 minutes long. That's my kind of goal. It's that 40-45 minute mark, 40-50 minute mark. Oh yeah, all right, I should have done that earlier. Oh, I'm also gonna decided while I do this, I'm gonna show all of my my skill tree.
That would only slow me down.
I did just kind of cut out the picking of the skill and not so much the like process of me going back and forth and reading all of the nodes. That did take me some time. You know, I'm not. Some of these guys speed running through this game is pretty wild stuff. Maybe I should watch a speed run, see what that even looks like. I don't even like physically know how that's possible unless you just know where everything is and know exactly how you have to level to get certain areas. I think I tend to do a full, complete clear of an area, and then I do all the side missions, and then even do some of the mechanics that I probably don't need to do. I like the mining. Mining's the fun one. But I don't think speedrun guys do that. I haven't watched any, but I'm almost positive they just run through what they can to get through the acts at the bare minimum and get to the end because they already know what they're doing. But not what I do when I play games. Speedrun is really cool. It's very impressive. But that is never going to be a skill set of mine, I don't think. All right, so this is the first one. So if you don't know what this mechanic is, there's wisps, and you gotta follow the wisps around. This is funny. I didn't really pay attention. So it doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't like show you
So,
to walk into the area. But so you're supposed to find, there's, I don't know if the wisps are called anything in particular, but there's purple ones, green ones, and yellow ones as far as I've seen so far. And yeah, see, that just about killed me, I think. Yep, that is not my computer. No, managed to live through that. But anyway, so there's screen, purple, yellow, and the wisps you basically collect and give to one of the 3 people. I don't know if they're called guardians or anything. I forget. You read the notes, I guess, in the new league updates. But basically, there's an old dude, and there's was it Primalist, Magi, and then I don't remember what the old guy does. He gives you bodies to drop from the sky. So if you're doing like a zombie build, I guess that's cool. I went with the Magi for this one. I get the bark skin, which has helped me stay alive. It's actually pretty cool. Once the bark, it's basically bark hits, then the shield hits, and then your health. If your bark is gone, once you clear the bark, you get more evade, which is pretty cool. So I'm actually got some speed in the game. You're not going to see it here in this playthrough. You should start seeing it in the next one. I am trying to condense this as much as possible. Like I said, I'm always gotta cut it all out, so do my best. So the first 10 acts shouldn't take as long as the first time, and then my Scion, I never finished it. I don't think I will. I think I really messed that build up, and I don't think it's possible where my Scion is at to recover and get through the axe without a significant amount of pain. Like, I died a lot fighting some of the bosses, and this ranger build has been the least amount that I've died. I think I actually, yeah, I got to Catawba at the end of Act 5, and I died. Did I die? I might have died once. And I know some of you, if you're listening to this, maybe that's like, oh, I never die. Good for you. I don't even know if I have 100 hours into this game yet with the 3 characters I've made. I'm not sure. I have to check. Steam's a liar. Steam says I have over 100. But if I go to the actual game clock, it's significantly less. But that's beside the point. What I'm happy about is progressing, getting better every time I play this game, and that's what I'm enjoying playing this game. Like, you can actually see the progression, and seeing what characters or classes work for me and which ones don't. Like I said, I did do some research on this, and I do prefer ranged characters. So this one's been working out pretty well. It's not... yeah, it's definitely more fun than Scion. And then I made a Necromancer first time around, and that was fun, but I never played any League mechanics. I just played core. I think when I made that character, it was like in between leagues. Whatever was before Trial of the Ancestors, I think that was like over, and there's a gap. I don't know, it was like, wasn't that much of a gap, but there was a gap. Anywho,
You've drained that passage. Best I warn you about something.
Yeah, we're gonna go kill the Dweller Deep. It's the big old crab, right?
Something in that waterlogged
Yep.
cavern. Looked a bit like a sand spitter, only the size of a bloody ox. I reckon it's nesting down in those flooded depths somewhere. If you're going that way,
But yeah,
then do us
so
a favor.
it's a lot of
Spill
fun.
the old shield crab's guts
I
before it
get rid of a
gets
lot of this stuff. There's probably going to be a point in the game where I might ask you guys for some help, because I have a couple of uniques, legendaries. I think they're called Orange's uniques, I believe. Yeah. might ask you, you know, stat-wise, because basically I've been sort of just updating my gear based off of my DPS, and I'm not sure if that's a good long-term strategy, because there's probably some stats I'm not quite understanding. There might be more useful later on down the road. Yeah, we're getting Ballista here. Shrapnel Ballista. Fantastic support skill for this build. It's definitely save my bacon. It's basically, yeah, it's a totem. I like totems. Totems kept me alive with my Scion, and this one definitely helps a lot. Put movement on it so it's a little faster. All right, yeah, get it. There we go, and boop. As you can see, the gear is trash right now, but that's okay. Oh, also, I'm going to probably put up some of the character stats so you can see that, and really it's just for progression, and maybe you can point out where I should
Just the one, was it?
be focusing, but I think I got a good handle on this build. I'm very, very excited about it.
Good to see you don't mind getting your hands good and filthy. Here.
Oh, my ascendancy is going to be Deadeye. A lot of people said that Raider's probably was a better choice for newer Ranger players, but
Traveled inland on the
I'm obviously on my third character and my second league, so I'm a veteran by now, you know.
Bloody treacherous
Right?
trap it was. Worth it?
So it's funny, I was watching some people talk about Path of Exile, and they're like, yeah, I got, you know, 3,000 hours, and I still have no idea what's going on, which is, I feel like it's a lot of hours to not know what's going on, and maybe they're being a little facetious, but it's probably also true. They're probably just big fans and really casual players, and that's where I'm at.
Edison chest you.
Like, I'm hoping once I get to the maps and I start getting some decent drops that crafting is going to be something more important. I mean, I know it's going to be more important. It's something that I'm going to learn as I go, because that's kind of how you got to get through things and get your big drops and stuff. Your 6 links. Yeah. Nuts. Yeah. Man. You know, when you think you cut something out and it's just hanging out, it says, I moved this stuff around. I should have cut it. It's because when I'm doing this, I'm scrubbing through it and I'm not actually watching everything. So that's why this seems longer than it did to me when I'm doing it. Yep, there we go. And we're going to do the spec in. Hey, no. Oh, that was respec points. My bad. Throw all this trash in there. Oh, before you say it, yes, I know, I need a loot filter. I think someone mentioned that in the last video and probably the one before it. I severely need a loot filter. I agree. And I was thinking about the last 2 days as I was playing this, and I totally didn't bother to do that. So by tomorrow, I should have a loot filter, but you won't see that I put that on there for, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 videos. Oh, it's talking about this damage here, this DPS, right? Right, super low. Yeah, I got it. Early in the game, leave me alone, back off. But I think my Scion at like Act 7, end of 6. Did I finish 6? Anyway, I'm at about the same spot I was with my Scion, and I've got like 4 times DPS. So that rain of arrows is a lot of fun. Just hailing. Yep, see the little green things? Oh, look at that. It's level 62. I don't know how long I am into the gameplay on this, because I've been skipping around. But level 62. Pretty crazy. Oh, and it's when I get the movement speed up and I get the dash going. Oh man, running through these things, I almost feel like I'm one of those guys with the YouTube shorts blasting around. It's a hoot. Feels like I'm playing like an ARPG Warframe style, just cruising through things. And I think that's part what happens when I overextend myself, because then I'll get into a mob and I'll get trapped like, yeah, see? Almost. I just get staggered, essentially. Stunned, I think is what it's called in this game. Yeah, I get stunned pretty bad, can't move. Or I get trapped inside all the bad guys, the mobs, and I can't move. Try to dash my way out, but sometimes there's just no place for me to dash to. And then I die. It's like getting stuck on a wall in Elden Ring. Brood Princess. Sorry, Princess. It's game over. That's a big bummer, though, is like when you fight a unique and you don't get even a magical item. Yeah, I don't know how many. I think this one's also a fail. It took me a few tries to get through this. And yeah, look at that level up. Great. Dweller of the Deep. So it took a while to even find the people. And what's interesting about that is there's no map and everything's just shrouded in darkness. So like you're kind of
My mana is gone.
just guessing where you're going. If someone has figured out like where everyone is in the map, that would be really cool to know. Like I've done it enough times now where like I recognize the same areas, right? But I don't know where they are in relation to each other because I've never been able to get to like two of the same areas in like one playthrough. And I don't think it's timed. I think it's just based on like how many wisps you gather. It might be a time thing. Sounds like I need to do some more reading. But I've noticed that obviously the faster I move, the more ground I can cover, and then I can use my wisp to buy items. What's the one? So I'm doing Order of the Magi and tinctures. Yeah, so the tinctures go where your flasks go, and you can coat your weapons with tinctures. Pretty cool. Yeah, I've got a few of those. I just get a ton of wisps, and I buy basically everything, even if I don't need it. I gotta use the I'm not sure how they work. I don't know if I actually have to like equip them or we can just right click them like in battle. So you have those like drops from the old guy, the Oathbreaker, that's his name. He gives you like basically bodies that fall from the sky. And then
My mana is gone.
the Primalist gives you like bear paws trinkets. I forget what they're called, and those go in your skill tree and like on sockets. Not really sure how that works. Well, the tinctures, I bought tinctures before I could even use it because you got to get kind of like your second set of points for that. Oh look, a purple dog. That means they're empowered and they're a little tankier. You see that? Wild empowered. Oh, see, it says it. I want they all say wild. Never pay attention to that. I think it all just says wild empowered. sure if there's any easier way to kill them. See what I should do here. So this is the mistake I made too with this totem, is that I set 1, and you can definitely set more than that. It's obviously dependent on level. I think I'm not sure what level mine's at, but I can do 4. I think I can do 5. I think it's 4. And it's perfect when the bosses are like running their mouths to just set them up, and as soon as the fight procs are just getting blasted, and then I can kind of run away and, you know, drop the hate on them. Yeah, so when you find the wisp, you should just follow where they go till you can't see them anymore. So I'm definitely not going in the right direction, like, at all. I'm not looking. I don't see any wisps, and I shouldn't be changing direction until I find some, but I'm not. Yeah, see? I think it might just be a time thing. I'm supposed to look that up right now. Let's look that up. Let's go to the old Google machine. Let's go ahead and type Affliction POE mechanic. Let's just type that in there real quick. Yep, here we go. The old POE vault. Let's just do the mechanic. Yeah. Affliction is the lead mechanic where you explore the Viridian Wildwood to collect as many wisps as you can, both to empower monsters in your maps and to gain access to an all-new Wildwood Ascendancy. The new Ascendancies are pretty cool. I know those are probably going to go away when this league's over, but I really like it. I think it's neat. I hope it stays. Explore the Wildwood. You'll occasionally find Asmeri Wanderers who will serve as vendors for your accumulated wisp and as quest givers for the new Wildwood Ascendancies. Okay, so Asmeri Wanderers, that's what they are. Now we gotta find more wisp and wanderers, and what items to buy off them when you do will be key to cashing in big from Affliction. Yeah. And yep. Eagle Eye. Yeah. Bows in this game are great. Also, attack speed's super important. So basically anything like, if I can get like 1.5, that'd be great. I think the current bow I have is like 1.45. Anything less than 1.4 is a little too slow, and I take too much of a DPS hit. Even though they look cooler, they'd be like 1.2, and it's just the attack speed. That multiplier is just not good enough. Alright, during the Affliction League, you'll find a Sacred Wisp close to the entrance of each zone. This Sacred Wisp will create a portal to the Viridian Wildwood, letting you explore the area for a brief time. Yeah, so it's a time limit thing, so the faster you can move through these, the better. This area you explore is not persistent. It will be newly generated area each time you enter. Yeah, so that's neat. So every time you go someplace, like, you're going to get to see the same things over and over again, but you're not going to get them back to back. And sometimes you are going to get them back to back. I've had like the same sort of map set up a few times in a row, which was actually kind of annoying because I was just getting the purple ones, and that's for the breakover by the bodies or whatever. I don't know what to call them. We'll get there. But I'm not using his ascendancy, so, and also not using those body things, so it's not really super helpful. The Viridian Wildwood is shrouded in darkness. You can explore the power of your Sacred Wisp. Will be extended to reveal the area around you. Monsters revealed will attack you, and wanderers, bosses, or special areas you reveal may lead to larger encounters. Once all the Sacred Wisp power is consumed, or if you die, you'll be kicked out of the Wildwood. Yep. So where I'm at right now, I've done it enough. I'm looking for, you get like quests, or just collecting it. Once you pick an ascendancy, then obviously you get like these objectives you have to do. And right now I've got to find the trees, some willow tree or something. There's like a trio of trees. I don't know. Tree people. I got to find them and defeat them. Haven't found them yet. Yep. Tough resistance.
No justice in a place like this.
No justice.
Only misery.
Okay, so there are 3 varieties of wisp. So blue is primal. It looks green to me. Maybe my computer's off, but it looks green to me. It's like turquoise. Wild is the purple one, and vivid is yellow. Vivid's the one that you kind of want to get for the Magi, I believe. Sometimes I don't think it matters. Sometimes you get all 3. Wisp empowerment. Okay, well, I'm kicking. Once you get kicked out and you get all the unspent wisps you collect in that zone will be released into your map, empowering monsters. Each monster in your map or that spawns in your map after completing the Wildwood will have a chance to be empowered by a wisp of each type. Alright, so if you don't... Sometimes I couldn't find the vendors and I had a ton of wisps, and so they just spread out in the world. So they have improved drops, and with that improvement, depending on which type of empowerment, on which type of wisp empowered them. Alright, so if you get Primal Wisp, which is the turquoise one, you get Currency, you get Wild Wisp, that's the purple one, you're gonna find an item quantity. That just means the quantity of the item is gonna be higher. And Vivid Wisp is item rarity. So those are the ones you want. Vivid Wisp, I think. I mean, Primal Wisp for Currency is probably a good one too. And then quantity, I guess, then the rarity and all that's just going to depend on, you know, the roll, drop, whatever rate for that item. It's not going to change at all. Monsters can be empowered with more than one type of wisp if you're lucky enough, leading to a tougher challenge and significantly more loot. Yeah, super cool mechanic. I really enjoy it. So you collect these things. So even if you don't buy anything from the vendor because you couldn't find them or you didn't get enough or you didn't want anything, you can bring these out to the world and they spread like that. Magic. Cool little effect. And then enemies will get empowered in here. They are tougher. They are tougher to kill. So if they're basically they're tankier. So be careful of that if you haven't played this yet. But totally cool. I think that's why I've probably gotten more unique drops during this playthrough than I have in the past, which is cool.
The warden of Axiom prison. He crossed that line.
Yeah, then you've got the Ascendancies. You got Warden of the Magi, the
hit and run.
Wildwood Primalist. And man, what is the other one? Hold on a second, I'll find it for you.
Forget the hitting bit.
What is this guy? Warlock of the Mists. So I'm doing Warden of the Magi. That one seemed to be the coolest to me, or at least the most useful. The Wildwood Primalist. That one's neat. Oh yeah, so if you have a picture of the Wildwood Primalist, right, and you look at it and there's these like blank circles, that's where you put the paws and all that. So it's probably something I can't put in my skill tree, so there's no point in me buying them. So I just think I realized that. So reading's important, guys. So that's kind of neat. So you can kind of like customize your ascendancy, which is pretty neat. It's a little more customizable than the other two. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff. Oh, what else we got? Oh yeah, spinning wisps. So you got tinctures. These are the cool ones. These are the ones I use. They're basically a flask. Yeah, you can basically use one at a time. You can have multiple equipped, but you can only use one at a time. You got corpses. Yeah, that's the bodies. Yeah, That's funny. These corpses can be consumed to drop a corpse of a monster is otherwise not available as a corpse. These corpses can be used with a Warlock of the Mist Ravenous skill to gain damage bonuses against unusual boss type with Eldritch, or can be raised as specters, granting access to powerful new specters. Special corpse will not show up in the pool of corpses for Desecrate, even if you have them as a specter, so if they die, you'll have to buy another one. If anyone wants to know, I'm reading this off of POEvault.com. I'm sure it's also at POE.com. I just Googled it real quick. I wanted to share some information with you guys since we're now friends. Oh, and then the charms. Yeah, the Primal Huntress will trade you charms in exchange for Primal Wisp. These charms can be slotted into the Wildwood Primal Ascendancy. So, like I said, if you had a picture in front of you, there's like the blank nodes essentially. I don't know what you want to call them. Slots. And you stick them in there. Each charm has 2 different mini versions of notables from class ascendancies. Some of these affixes will be incredibly sought after, be sure. Oh, it's just this guy talking. That's not actually useful information. But very cool. I like this one a lot. This is a really good league. It's coming from a new player. I've played a couple of characters. It's only my second league, but yeah, this is a lot of fun. I don't know if there's any similarities to any other type of mechanic, but this one's pretty cool. Oh, I think we're coming up on Brutus. I think I died once, maybe 2 or 3, really early, and then I got him. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I had more than one of these and I just didn't use it because I'm stupid. And basically, I put it on a corner, let it shoot him, and then run away! It's basically one shot. And you're done. Yeah, I don't know how many times I died with my Scion fighting this guy. Like, probably I don't know if it's double digits, but it's got to be close. It was embarrassing. Scion was very frustrating for me. Don't play that class. Just don't. Especially if you're a new player. If you've never played this game, don't do it. Well, you're not gonna be able to until you get through Act 3 or 2 Act 3 or finish Act 3. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You're not even gonna see it until you get through parts of the game. Oh, yeah, there it is. Stupid Brutus. But yeah, stay away from the Scion. I don't know as if anyone has a decent build. Does anyone actually like prefer to play a Scion? I'd be really curious to hear if you like playing a Scion. Like, it's neat that you can kind of like start from the center tree and do whatever you want, but if you know what you want to do, you should probably just pick that class, right? Like, it's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. Not really good at anything, like, because you're like starting in the middle, but none of the nodes for anything in particular that you'd want to do are as good as the class that you're trying to turn the Scion into, because the Scion's like just trying to do too much, I think. Gives you a lot of options, but you still have to pick a path, right? Because from what I've seen from PoE, there's like the mechanic or the meta, if you will, from what I can demise is, you know, basically you pick an ability and then you pick your ascendancy based off of that ability and like how you're gonna play late game or end game rather, but you have to have a path to that, right? So you've got your campaign, you've got your early end game and your late end game. I'm sure there's a middle end game if you want to break it up like that, but you know, as you like get through things, you gotta know which direction you're going, so you really do have to have a plan going into this. You can't wing it. I've was winging the last two. But to be fair, my Necromancer Witch needs some adjustment to be able to play maps, and my Scion's just not going to get there, unfortunately. I did like bashing things, so I mean, if I tried Turner, I don't know how many times I've said this now, probably put a counter up, but tried turning into a girl marauder essentially, and that didn't work out. So don't do that. Just play a marauder if you like bashing things. Then there's like the duelist, and it's a weird one. And then the what's the other one? Yeah, so duelist, Templar, and assassin. I don't know if I'll ever play those. You seem those are the ones that sort of like toe the line. So you've got like an assassin, I think, toes the line between like dexterity and intelligence. The Templar is between strength and intelligence, and the duelist is between strength and dexterity. So they're kind of like the middle grounds, where the witch is intelligence, the marauder strength, and the ranger's obviously all dexterity. And that's kind of how the trees are laid out. So your Templar is purple, your assassin is turquoise, and your duelist is brown. You mix green and red, that's what you're gonna get. So I think probably with my limited amount of knowledge, if you wanted to go like in a very specific direction, the best ones to play are Witch, Ranger, and Marauder. But that's just my very novice opinion. That's probably the easier way to do things, is to just be very, very focused. Makes going down the skill tree, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I'm looking at the other stats, because they don't line up right. So if you adds a stat, it moves things down. It's very annoying. When I listen to people laughing at other players, they're like, "Oh, what is that? Only 2 million DPS?" I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I got a long way to go." Oh yeah, then when you get a unique enemy that's empowered, what a pain in the butt. Oh, there was a unique plague mask that dropped that I really wanted. I couldn't tell you what the stats were because I never got it, but it had a bunch of green sockets on it, and I'm sure it would have been awesome at the point that it dropped, but as it dropped, I also died, and it dropped inside of the woods there, and so I could not get it because I could not go back. Very sad. Hey, thank you.
At last, I have so much I wish to share with you.
Doodle-doo. Alright, so that's my skill tree so far. Just building it out. Where are we gonna put the point? Are we gonna put it on Dex? Yes, we are. Hey! Could have guessed. Alright. Yep, see? And that's the moment I realized that I can do that. Feel real silly. I still find that, so I use mostly random arrows right now. And but I do find that on certain enemies, using galvanic arrow is a better like single target skill. There's a delay there. Sorry, my brain just said no. I don't want to continue to do this. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, she's got 2 stages though. No, she could just die. She could turn into a really ugly octopus lady. I think I've played this boss enough now that I know not to stand inside of the water tornado. I love the shrapnel ballistas. They're basically shotguns. Not gonna make it. Yep, put him up. Oh, of course she'd move. Very annoying. Get out of there. Hey, look at that.
Your love for a man. That's what did this
That
to
might
you,
be the
Marvel.
first time I completed that boss without dying. Scion again died so much. I don't think my witch died as much.
That would only slow me down.
Yeah, of course it would. But this is how it's gonna go. I want to thank all of you that have stuck around so far and continue to watch and come back. We're just gonna keep getting better and better. Hopefully we get better at this video presentation thing. We're progressing through the game. Yeah. Feeling good about this one. Feeling real good. Might actually get through some maps this time around. Very, very excited. Alright, guys. Well, appreciate you swinging by. And that's going to be the end of this video. So, if you want to stick around for more and see where this build's going, go ahead and subscribe. Like if you liked it, leave a comment, ask questions. Say whatever you want. I'll engage. Take care.
I listen to Khaleesi's lullabies in my dreams.